Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive.
Yeah,
Today we're going to be tackling a classic.
that's right.
We're diving into Peter Lynch's Learn to Earn.
Yes.
And for anybody who doesn't know,
Mm-hmm.
Peter Lynch is like this legendary investor,
Yeah,
known for his really down-to-earth approach.
absolutely.
And Learn to Earn is kind of his masterpiece, where he really breaks down
Yeah.
investing for beginners.
It really is a fantastic resource for anyone who's just starting out.
Exactly. So if you've ever felt intimidated by like Wall Street or,
Right.
all those financial terms,
All that jargon.
yeah, this is the book for you.
He demystifies it all.
He does.
And he does it in a way that's really engaging and easy to understand.
Yeah, and what I love about it is that he doesn't talk down to you,
Yeah. He meets you where you are.
Yeah, he assumes that you're intelligent,
Yes.
but you just might not have the
Right.
background knowledge.
Right.
And he really holds your hand and walks you through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the first things that Lynch does is he breaks down the basics
Yeah.
of capitalism and the stock market.
Right, because you got to have that foundation to really understand how everything works.
Right. You can't just jump into investing without understanding kind
The
of
system.
the system, the landscape.
And he does a great job of explaining how the stock market is really just a way to participate in the growth of businesses.
Yeah, and I love that perspective.
Yeah.
Because it's not about
It's not gambling.
gambling. It's not trying to get rich.
No, it's about
They're
finding...
good company.
It's about ownership.
and owning a piece of those companies.
So, imagine,
Yeah.
at your favorite local coffee shop.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can tell it's doing really well. The lines are always out the door. The
Yeah.
coffee's amazing. And he just...
You see the potential. You feel like they have a bright future.
Exactly.
Buying stock in that coffee shop is like saying,
It's like you're saying, I believe in this company.
yeah,
I want to be a part of their success.
exactly. And as the company grows,
Yeah.
so does your investment.
A little piece of the pie grows, too.
Yeah. And I think that's such a
It's a powerful concept.
powerful way to think about investing.
Yeah, it's not just about numbers on a screen.
Right.
It's about real businesses creating real value.
Exactly. And that leads us to one of Lynch's core principles,
Okay.
which is,
Which is thinking like an owner.
yes, thinking like an owner, not a gambler.
Not a gambler.
He really wants you to look beyond those stock ticker symbols
Mm-hmm.
and understand the fundamentals of the businesses you invest in.
So no more hot stock tips.
No hot stock tip
From your uncle.
or your neighbor.
Yeah,
It's about doing your homework
it is.
and understanding the companies.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like if your friend is opening a restaurant,
You wouldn't just throw money at them
no,
without understanding
you'd want to know.
the whole picture.
Yeah. What's on the menu?
Yeah.
Where is it located?
Exactly.
Who are the customers?
What's the competition like?
What's the competition like?
You would actually do your research,
Yeah,
just like you would with any other big financial decision.
absolutely.
And that's what I find so empowering about Lynch's approach,
Mhm.
is you're taking control of your finances.
You're not just relying on someone else's advice,
Exactly. You're making choices based on
on knowledge.
knowledge,
Yes.
not gut feelings or,
All right.
random tips.
And speaking of knowledge,
Yeah.
Lynch does a great job of breaking down the difference between stocks and bonds,
Ooh, yeah, that's a big one.
which I think can be a little confusing for people
It is.
who are new to investing.
I remember when I first learned about this, I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
What is the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how would you explain it?
Well, imagine lending your friend some money,
Okay.
and they promise to pay you back with a little extra on top as interest.
Okay.
That's essentially what a bond is.
Okay.
You're lending money to a company or the government,
Mhm.
and they're going to pay you back with interest.
Okay.
And it's generally considered less risky than stocks.
Okay. I'm with you so far.
Okay, good.
So then where does stocks fit into all this?
So instead of lending your friend money,
Okay.
you decide to become a partner in their restaurant venture.
Okay.
You're not just lending money, you're now a part owner.
Oh, I see.
So that's what owning stock is like.
So you're sharing in the profits.
You're sharing in the profits through dividends,
Yeah.
and the value of your share of the business can go up or down.
Okay. So that's why stocks have the potential for higher rewards,
Yes.
but also higher risks.
Exactly.
You're really on that roller coaster ride with the company.
Yeah, you're along for the ride.
Yeah. You're experiencing those ups and downs firsthand.
That's a great way to put it.
And this ties into how Lynch approaches finding those winning stock picks.
Yeah.
He's all about observation
Yes.
and understanding businesses that you encounter in your everyday life.
You don't need a fancy finance degree
No.
to spot a potentially great investment.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
So Lynch tells this great story in the book
Okay.
about a teenager
A teenager.
who made a killing in the stock market
Wow.
just by observing a hot new clothing trend among his classmates.
Really?
Like all of a sudden,
Okay.
all of his friends were wearing a specific brand of jeans,
Okay.
and he realized it was more than just a fad.
Right.
So he did some digging.
He did his research.
He found out the company behind those jeans was performing really well,
Smart kid.
and he convinced his parents to invest.
Wow.
And they made a hefty return
That's incredible.
just because he was paying attention
Just by observing.
to what was happening
Yeah.
in the real world.
In real life.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And that's what I love about Lynch's approach.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it shows that potential investment insights,
They're all around us.
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
We just need to like open our eyes
Open our eyes.
and think differently.
And think like investors.
Yeah. And to me,
Yeah.
it comes back to understanding the businesses we interact with every day.
Exactly.
What products or services are you using regularly?
Yeah, what are the companies you can't imagine living without?
Exactly.
There's potential investment inspiration everywhere.
It's like turning everyday life into a
Into a treasure hunt.
treasure hunt.
Yeah, for investment opportunities.
So before we move on
Okay.
to some of Lynch's other
Mm-hmm.
like key insights,
Yes.
I think there's one concept that's absolutely crucial to understand,
Okay.
especially if you're just starting your investing journey.
All right. I'm listening.
And that is the magic
Ooh.
of compounding.
Yes, compounding is so important.
I love how Lynch explains this.
How does he explain it?
He's like, imagine
Okay.
you're rolling a snowball down a hill.
Okay.
The longer that snowball rolls,
Yeah.
the bigger it gets.
The bigger it gets.
And it's the same with investing.
That's a great analogy.
The earlier you start,
Yeah.
even with small amounts,
Mm-hmm.
the more time your money has to grow
And compound.
and compound.
Over time.
And that can lead to some really impressive returns.
It really can. It's like magic.
So even if you're only investing a small amount every month,
Mm-hmm.
over time,
It can really add up.
it can really add up
It's the power of time.
based to the power of compounding.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered understanding the businesses behind stocks.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about the difference between stocks and bonds.
Yep.
Unearthing investment ideas from everyday life.
Yes.
And the magic of compounding.
That's a lot.
It is. But I have to admit,
Yeah.
when I got to the section on financial statements
Okay.
in Learn to Earn,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt my eyes glaze over a bit.
Yeah, I get
All those numbers
all the jargon.
and terms can be a bit daunting,
Yeah, it can be intimidating.
even for someone who's,
Mhm.
eager to learn.
Absolutely.
So what's a beginner investor to do?
Well, the good news is
I-
you don't need to be a certified accountant
Yeah.
to understand the key takeaways.
Okay.
And Lynch does a fantastic job of making it all approachable.
So he kind of breaks it down
He breaks it down
without all the complicated jargon.
without all the jargon.
Okay.
He focuses on the income statement,
Okay.
which is essentially a company's financial report card.
Okay.
It shows how much money they made,
Mm-hmm.
how much they spent,
Okay.
and what the bottom line profit was.
So like if I were to look at
Yeah.
a restaurant's daily sales report,
Oh, okay.
would that be kind of like
That's a great analogy.
an income statement
Yes.
for that business?
Exactly. It gives you a snapshot
Yeah.
of their financial health
Okay. So the income statement gives you a snapshot of a
and
company's
their financial health.
financial health.
Yes.
Got it.
And it's really a vital piece of the puzzle
Okay.
when you're evaluating a potential investment.
Okay. So we've talked about understanding the business,
Mhm.
the difference between stocks and bonds,
Yes.
finding ideas in everyday life,
Right.
the magic of compounding,
Yep.
and even starting to
Mhm.
wrap our heads around financial statements.
We're doing good.
But what about the roller coaster ride of the market?
Yes, the market.
Yeah, what about all the ups and downs?
The volatility.
The volatility.
It's kind of scary.
It can be, and I think that's something that,
Especially for new investors.
especially for new investors,
Yeah,
it can feel really overwhelming.
absolutely.
So what does Lynch have to say about that?
Well, Lynch's advice here is pure gold.
Okay, I'm ready.
Don't panic.
Don't panic.
He stresses the importance of focusing on the long-term value of your investments,
Okay.
not those short-term
Ups and downs.
fluctuations.
Easier said than done, though, right?
Oh, cool.
When you see your investments dipping.
It's natural to feel a little anxious,
Yeah.
But think of the stock market like a bustling city. There's always noise and activity.
Yeah.
Things are constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
But beneath the surface,
Yeah.
there are strong economic forces
Okay.
driving long-term growth.
So we need to kind of tune out the noise
Turn out the noise.
and focus on the bigger picture.
Exactly. Focus on the fundamentals.
Yeah, don't get caught up in the daily drama.
In the day-to-day ups and downs.
Keep your eyes on the horizon.
That's a great way to put it.
And that leads us to another
Okay.
essential element
All right.
of successful investing,
I'm listening.
which is avoiding
Okay.
common investing mistakes,
Avoiding mistakes.
especially when the market gets turbulent.
Right, because that's when emotions can really take over
Yeah, exactly.
and lead to bad decisions.
So what are some of the pitfalls that
So Lynch warns us about,
Lynch warns us about? What should we be mindful of?
especially as we're starting out.
Yep, as beginners.
As beginners, well, he cautions against things like blindly following trends or trying to time the market perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
It's tempting, especially when you're starting out, to jump on the bandwagon when everyone's talking about a certain stock.
Right.
Or to try to buy low and sell high at just the right moment.
Like you think you can outsmart the market.
Exactly. But Lynch emphasizes that these approaches are often fueled by emotion, not logic,
Makes sense.
and can lead to some pretty costly mistakes.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to catch lightning in a bottle.
Exactly.
More about luck than an actual solid strategy.
Exactly. Instead, he advocates for a disciplined approach.
Okay,
Rooted in thorough research.
it's no more frantically refreshing those stock prices every 5 minutes.
Exactly. Remember, we're thinking like owners here,
Owners,
not day traders.
not day traders.
Okay, got it.
We're focused on the long term.
Long term.
The company's potential for growth and value creation over time. So how do we make sure we're making those like thoughtful choices?
Yeah.
How do we go beyond just reading the headlines
Right.
and really dig into a company's financials?
Well, Lynch provides a great framework for that,
Okay.
and it doesn't require an accounting degree to understand.
Okay, good.
One of the key tools he highlights is the price to earnings ratio,
Okay.
or PE ratio for short.
PE ratio, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
But break it down for me.
Okay. So it's a simple way to assess a company's valuation relative to its earnings.
Okay.
You calculate it by dividing the current stock price by the company's earnings per share,
Okay.
and it essentially tells you how much investors are willing to pay for each dollar of earnings.
Okay, so a higher PE ratio
Yeah.
means investors are like more optimistic about the company's future growth.
Exactly. A higher PE ratio often suggests that investors have higher expectations for future earnings growth.
Okay.
But it's important to consider the PE ratio
Mhm.
within the context of the company's industry and the overall market conditions.
Okay, so you got to kind of compare apples to apples,
Exactly.
not apples to oranges.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay, this is super helpful.
Good. I'm glad.
It's like another tool in our...
In our investor toolkit
Yeah,
to
exactly.
help us make more informed decisions.
Exactly. And speaking of making informed decisions,
Yes.
Lynch highlights another crucial aspect of successful investing,
Okay. What's that?
and that is continuous learning.
Ah, yes. Learning never stops.
It doesn't, and I love how Lynch stresses the importance
Yeah.
of always staying curious and expanding your knowledge of the business world.
Yeah. He believes the best investors are lifelong learners,
It makes sense.
constantly seeking new information and refining their understanding of how businesses operate
And how they evolve, right?
and how they evolve. Exactly.
He even encourages us to pay attention to trends,
Yeah.
ask questions,
Mhm.
and really engage with the world around us.
With an investor's mindset,
Yeah.
it's not just about crunching numbers in a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It's about connecting those dots between real-world observations
Mhm.
and potential investment opportunities.
Like, remember that teenager?
Oh, yeah, the teenager with the jeans.
Yeah.
He wasn't stuck in a library
No.
analyzing financial reports.
He was out in the world,
Yeah.
observing,
Living life.
thinking critically.
Studying connections.
And I think that's so powerful
It's a great example.
because it shows that anyone can develop that investor's mindset.
You don't need a fancy degree.
It's about being curious,
Yes.
paying attention
Yeah.
to what's happening around you.
And asking yourself,
Yeah,
what does this mean from a business perspective?
exactly.
See?
That's the key.
It's like turning everyday life into a giant research project.
Yeah, constantly looking for clues and insights.
This deep dive into Learn to Earn has been so eye-opening.
I'm glad to hear that.
I feel like we've gotten a really good grasp
Yeah,
of the fundamentals.
the fundamentals are key. Yeah, and honestly, I'm feeling inspired to start putting these principles into practice.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's almost like Lynch has given us a roadmap to navigate the world of investing.
The roadmap to success.
And I think what's so reassuring is that you don't have to become a financial guru overnight.
Exactly.
You can take it step by step.
Step by step.
Keep learning, and most importantly, enjoy the process.
Enjoy the journey. That's what it's all about.
It's a journey, not a race.
Exactly. So as we wrap up our exploration of Learn to Earn, let's recap some of the key takeaways.
Yes, let's do it.
What are the golden nuggets of wisdom that we want our listeners to walk away with today?
Okay, Kemi.
First and foremost, investing isn't just for Wall Street insiders or financial experts.
Right.
Anyone can learn to do it well with the right approach.
Anyone can learn.
Anyone can learn.
Okay, good.
And Lynch gives you the tools to do just that.
He does, and he breaks it down.
He breaks it down.
Like I said, he holds your hand.
Absolutely. Walks you through it.
He makes it accessible.
He does.
So the second takeaway is the power of compounding.
Oh, yeah.
Starting early, even with small amounts, can make a massive difference over time.
It's like planting that seed.
Exactly.
Watching it grow.
And watching it grow into a mighty tree.
Yes.
Over time.
And don't forget about riding out those market waves.
Yes. Stay the course.
Focus on the long-term value.
Don't get caught up in the day-to-day fluctuations.
Yeah. Tune out the noise.
Tune out the noise.
Exactly.
And finally, never stop learning.
That's a big one.
The world of business is constantly changing.
It is.
So stay curious, ask questions, and keep expanding your knowledge.
That's what makes it so exciting.
It does. It keeps it fresh.
There's always something new to discover.
Absolutely.
So for our listener out there
Yeah.
who's feeling inspired to take that next step,
Yeah.
what advice would you give them?
I would say start with what you know.
Okay.
What companies or industries are you already familiar with? Yeah. What products and services do you use and love?
Exactly. That's a fantastic starting point for your research.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because it's turning your everyday observations and interests into potential investment insights.
That's what Lynch is all about.
It's like he's giving us permission to be curious and to trust our own judgment.
Yeah. It's like he's saying, hey, the world of investing is open to you. Come on in, explore, learn, and see what you can discover.
Exactly. And the best part is the journey itself.
I agree.
The process of learning, researching, and making those connections is incredibly rewarding.
So if Learn to Earn had like a single rallying cry, what would it be?
I think it would be this: don't underestimate yourself.
Okay.
Investing isn't reserved for, financial wizards or Wall Street insiders.
Right.
It's a skill anyone can develop with the right mindset and approach.
And that's what Lynch gives you.
Exactly.
He gives you the tools
and the knowledge to do just that.
He breaks it down.
He does.
Into bite-sized pieces.
Yeah, he makes it.
He encourages you to think critically.
Yeah.
And he empowers you to trust your own observations and insights.
So it's like he's saying you don't have to be afraid of this world.
It's not as scary as it seems.
Yeah, it's not as intimidating as it might appear.
It's really about taking ownership of your financial future.
Exactly.
And making it feel less like a mysterious world.
Right.
And more like an exciting opportunity
for growth
and learning.
And I think that's a really empowering message.
It is.
So to wrap things up,
I
think it's safe to say that Learn to Earn is a must-read.
Absolutely. A classic.
For anyone who's even remotely interested.
Even curious.
In investing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Peter Lynch's approach is just so
approachable
and refreshing.
This is.
Like he's saying, come on in.
Yeah.
The water's fine.
Don't be intimidated.
Don't be intimidated.
Jump in.
Yeah.
And learn.
And start exploring.
That's the key takeaway.
So to our listener out there,
thank
you for joining us on this deep dive into Learn to Earn.
We hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights.
Absolutely.
A newfound sense of confidence.
Yes.
And most importantly, the inspiration. To embark on your own investing journey.
Happy investing, everyone.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.